All right. If this album came out today, it would still outshine half of what's topping the charts. Listening to it feels like digging through a dusty crate and uncovering a time capsule packed with liquid soul and effortlessly smooth verses. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, so yeah, what's up?
Welcome to the
What's
Music
up? What's up?
Corner. I am Rossi. This is the music guy. And today we're going to give you a recommendation of Fan-Tas-Tic Volume 2 by Slum Village. Now, this album is very, very good. It's amazing. I am a sucker for hip hop, for 90s hip hop content, and this album is no exception. It's very beautiful. It's very chilled and very, very good album overall. We're about to give you our thoughts on the album and why we recommend it, of course. But Mbali, please kick us off on the album. Let us know what you think, and let's get it cracking.
Okay, so yeah, a quick background. Yeah, for this week's overlooked and underrated album, we're going to be talking about Slum Village's Fantastic Volume 2, as Rossi just said. And I understand some people never really hearing about Slum Village. Their prime was mostly in the 2000s era, and they were never really too big in the mainstream, although they did work with some pretty famous mainstream producers such as Kanye West. And their song Selfish, I've actually seen making the rounds on the internet over recent years. But this is a group that I really feel like people should give a chance, especially this album. This album is so good, guys. Like, frankly, for me, this is one of the best hip hop albums ever made, in my opinion. One of the best produced hip hop albums as well. It was produced in the late 90s. Actually, it was recorded between 1997 and 1998, but it was shelved due to some label disputes and was only released a few years later in the year 2000. Now, this album is produced by superstar heavyweight producer, one of the best producers to ever do it, J Dilla. And honestly, he does such a stellar and immaculate job on this. Honestly, it's one of the best feats of production in hip hop history, in my opinion. No exaggeration. But yeah, Rossi, what was your first impression when going into this? Because I remember I recommended this album to you, and you remember how you thought on first listen.
Yeah, yeah, I remember how I thought on first listen. It was very, very fantastic. Um, Giving my praise over to the production. Jay Dilla, he does it again, and he does it again. This album is sensational with what he brings off. It feels in a way that he's speaking. I don't want to say rapping in a way, but he's speaking to us through the production that he gives off throughout this album. Like he's actually an incremental member towards the Slum Village group, and he really stands out with the vulnerabilities that he displays in terms of his production and how the group is able to work so well with what he gives them and how he's able to make the album work overall together. It has a very loose, a very jazzy vibe. It's very, very soulful and an overall just a great listen that I really like. One thing I also learned about Jay Dilla himself, he actually gave inspiration over to producers such as Kanye West and Pharrell, especially given from this album. And I'm sure it was a privilege for him to work with someone like a Kanye on his projects. So I can sort of see why Kanye would get so much love and so much from Jay Dilla himself, and not just him as the producer, but from this album specifically and what was picked up. I think we can jump into the highlights of the album here. I do have a couple of songs that I really want to display, but Bali, MC Guy, please give me your thoughts on the songs that you liked on this album. Please take it away.
All right, so me, let me just go back to like my first impressions of this. I remember like one thing that immediately popped out for me from this album was the production. Like, my gosh, dude, this album it came out in the earliest moments of lo-fi hip hop. What stands out about this album is how it feels like it fits really well with really chilled, minimalistic, relaxed settings. You know, like you could listen to this while cooking or doing your homework. That's how I discovered it actually back in uni. I listened to this while doing like an assignment or whatever. You can listen to this like at a jazz lounge, or at least I think it could be played in a jazz lounge. Never been to one really. You can listen to this during like a late night drive home. You could just listen to this while chilling at home with a partner or love interest or something like that. It really is one of those, chilled mood feeling kind of albums. Like another thing that really stands out about this album is how the lyrical content isn't very deep or dark or anything. This isn't a conscious album by any means. It's a very easygoing album, actually. They really only touch on topics such as love and women, romance. They could be a bit sexual and playful at times as well. They can talk about making money too. It really is one of those everyday, easygoing kind of albums, really. So, like, yeah, yo, I'm gonna have quite a lot to say when it comes to the analysis and my pros. But what about you? Do you want to take it away first with your pros, or should I start?
I can start over with the pros. I also want to give an importance on the album in terms of the personal connection it sort of have. Now, it's not very easy to distinguish emotion from a song, especially from a group like Slum Village. I mean, this is a Detroit group, you know, they have this very harsh, this very hard background, but this is not really displayed on this album, in my opinion. Now, it definitely has some hints in terms of it being situated from Detroit, but it gives a very personal connection towards everybody that worked onto the album. I want to point out the chemistry that everyone has from the album. The rapping is pretty good, you know, nothing too deep, but it's what you would normally get from a 90s album in a way, since it was predominantly made through the late 90s. And there was some stellar tracks here. I really enjoyed songs like Fall in Love. I like Players. Surprisingly, I also like Climax, Get This Money. I mean, they're very, very great songs that you can really vibe to. And it feels like buried treasure in a way, to be honest. I mean, given how old it is, I mean, 25 years. We don't even have an anniversary. It feels like there's an anniversary coming out for every album that's being released, whether it has a 10, 15, 20 year milestone, whatever the case may be. This album feels like it should have that, given the sort of impact that it has, even though it wasn't a, you know, a big album that was situated all over the world. It sort of has that feeling when you give it a listen. But yes, please give me your highs on the album, PMC guy.
Yeah, so for me, I really love the chill, lo-fi sort of late night drive, neo soul feel that this album has in the production. Like from the intro track, you're treated with these really sweet lo-fi ambient sounds and keyboard swells. Like just the production immediately just pulls you in with this album. Just like yo, dude, the production, dog, yo. And the beat from the song Jealousy is honestly one of my favorite beats on the album. I really love that looped bass guitar sample in the back, that jazzy guitar in the back, and those ambient vinyl sounds. And the drums are such a nice touch as well, giving it an instant hip hop feel for me. I know I'm gonna mostly bring up the production in this review, but dog, J Dilla really did a marvelous job on this. Like, I love the beat from Climax to uh, Erica Badu or D'Angelo could have easily snatched it for themselves, actually. It's neo soul bliss, quite frankly. I love the singing in the chorus as well. It could be the best chorus on the album, too. Tell Me also has these smooth electric piano chords and atmospheric synth pads as well. I also love D'Angelo's layered vocal harmonies on that track, too. D'Angelo and Dilla stole the show on that track, really. A standout in the production is definitely what it's all about with Busta Rhymes. It stands out in that the song sticks out because it doesn't really sound too much like neo soul, and that it actually sounds more like funk and dance music. Actually, with these vocal samples that sound like they're from like the 80s or 70s or something that fade in and out throughout the song. It also has a prominent bass line that sounds like it's from that era too. I love the distorted bass line and laid back drums of Get This Money too. The production is also quite diverse too on this album, although the ambient, chill, lo-fi soul sound is prominent throughout. And there are also samples from funk and some disc scratching here and there on some songs, and even a xylophone sample as well. So, although generally speaking, the songs fit into that lo fi neo soul aesthetic, they each have something that gives the beats like its own unique touch and make them each sound distinct. And now, my absolute favorite beat on this album is definitely Players. Like those drums, dude. Those are the best drums on the entire album. Just it's just like an instant hit bop, and they have that like finger snapping sound to them, to the beats as well, to the drums as well. And I tried looking up the main sample, but couldn't find the main sample as well. It sounds almost like a heavily filtered vocal sample or something. But I know they flipped the word play. Uh, from a song called Clear by the Singers Unlimited. But yeah, Final track I'll talk about in terms of production is Go Ladies. Go Ladies, like, dude, I feel like I'm underwater or like floating whenever I hear that song. That beat is just so ethereal and smooth. It also has a slick bass line to it too. Like I couldn't help but get up and bust a move when listening to the song for this review. Actually, okay. Actually, one more track I'm gonna mention. Like I swear this is the last one. I swear this is the last one. Thelonious. I really love Thelonious. Thelonious. It has the best bass line on the entire album, and I love the vocal harmonizing in the chorus and pre-chorus as well. It just puts me on a cloud. Also, this might be the best rapping performance on the album from the MCs from Slum Village and Common, and J Dilla also raps on this well, on the song too. Actually, he doesn't just do the production, and I thought he did a pretty good job with his rapping. But yeah, any thoughts? Any more thoughts, Rossi?
Hey man, guys, if you like soulful hip hop music, if you're into that lo-fi shit, if you just like an overall good vibe, a chilled vibe, please guys, just go give this album a listen. It's highly recommended from the both of us. Amazing album here. Production is flawless in my opinion. Jay Dilla, rest in peace. He did a phenomenal job, and I cannot overrate this album enough in terms of how great it is, especially the production on this regard. But any more thoughts that you wanna add on to this, MC guy?
Yeah, let me just touch on like the lyrics and the features real quick. So the lyrical content is also very fitting of the production. Like it can be sexual, sometimes romantic. It really fits the neo soul, soulquarians feel of the production. I mean, they literally have a song in here called Climax, and have one of the greatest R&B artists of all time in D'Angelo on this. So the songs on here could actually fit right into a neo soul R&B playlist or a Sunday is for lovers kind of playlist. Oftentimes, they actually just sound like pillow talk and guys just trying to finesse women when it comes to the lyrics. The chorus for CB4 is both hilarious and hella catchy, but I feel like it perfectly encapsulates some of the lyrics of this album. So there's nothing I can say on YouTube in that chorus. Like it's too raunchy for YouTube, quite frankly. So go check it out for yourselves, and if you haven't heard it already. So yeah, don't go into this expecting extremely technical rapping as well. Go into this for vibes and for chilling, pretty much. I also thought the features stood out on this, like the greats from this era on this album, like Q-Tip and Busta Rhymes and Common and D'Angelo, and they all fit in so well with the neo soul theme of the record. Even Busta Rhymes, who ordinarily would feel out of place in an album like this, he also blends in quite seamlessly into the record. The best feature would probably be D'Angelo for me, and as far as I'm concerned, Tell Me is his song. He absolutely stole the show. He just snatched that shit from Slum Village, and he made that song his own for me. And yeah, in fact, the features steal the show often from and outrap T3 and Barton from Slum Village. So yeah, I guess yeah, that's all that I can add. That could be a con, I guess. I guess sure. The fact that the features often outrap the Slum Village guys. Sure, I guess that could be a con. But yeah, the pros. It's one of the best produced hip hop albums of all time. It really laid the groundwork for lo-fi hip hop. It's a very easygoing album. It's the content just they honestly speak about like love and romance. You can just pretty much listen to it in like any like everyday scenario, and it's a consistently good album too. Like it never really falters despite the long runtime. It's like over an hour long, but like it's a pretty consistently good album. So those are my cons. And like yeah, do you have any standout tracks, Rossi?
Yeah, I did touch upon my standout tracks. Like I said, there's Fall in Love here, which
Oh
just
yeah.
has
My bad.
this very lush, this very soulful feel that takes over you. I mean, you touched on players, and I really wanted to emphasize the loop that it has. And a lot of songs would implement loops here. They sort of don't stick the landing. Not all songs, but this one it really does. And the fact that there are no hooks as well, it's just flat out rapping. It's really great songs. I also touched on Climax here that does have these smooth tones. It has also, it has a bit of subtle humor here, especially given the name of the title of the song here, Get This Money as well, with its authentic vibe. It has this sort of this anthem vibe in a way
Yeah,
that sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
gave it
I
over to
agree.
me. It was very uplifting in a way. But yeah, those are some of the standout tracks that I did have on the album here. Bali, you also did touch on them here, but did you wanna maybe add a couple more or give more thoughts on the ones that you mentioned?
Yeah, okay, so for me, my standout tracks are Jealousy, Players, Go Ladies, and Thelonious. Those are my favorite tracks, my four favorite tracks. So yeah, the verdict. What is your verdict on this, bro?
I'm gonna give this an A plus. It's damn near perfect. I think the only con which I didn't emphasize, and it may just be a nitpick to be honest. The album did feel a bit too long for me. It is quite a long album. There's a ton of tracks in here that there is to digest. But the good thing about the album is that there isn't, even though there's a lot to digest, it's not. These songs are sort of like palettes instead of a full course meal, with the whole album coming together as a full course meal. So it does work all together in terms of all the songs that were put in. But yeah, my verdict, I'm gonna give this an A plus.
Okay, so for me, yeah, I highly recommend this album, guys. If you're into late night vibes, soul flips, and beats that feel like they're breathing, then Fantastic Volume 2 is a must listen, honestly. Not even just a must listen, it's a must live, quite frankly. It really is one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time for me, and one of the most overlooked gems in hip hop history as well. It gets an easy S tier rating for me, quite frankly. So yeah, let's wrap up the video. Yeah, guys, check it out. Tell us what you guys thought. Or if you already listened to this album, we'd still love to hear your thoughts and what your favorite tracks are. So yeah,
Yeah, guys, please give us your thoughts, everything that you think of the album, if you gave it a listen. Even if you don't want to listen, please, we'd like to just hear your interaction below. We'll try to engage with you guys as much as we can. Don't forget to give us a follow at the Music Corner and on our socials. But nonetheless, guys, I'm Rossi. This is the MC guy, and we are signing out from the Music Corner. Check out our next video.
yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.